Alright, so to answer a few questions, a lot of you have been asking, hey, when is the game going to be released? And I gotta say that I don't have a single clue. The thing is, I thought it would have been released by now because it's been out for a while, the game in beta, and generally when that happens, when it's in beta for too long, I don't know if they're gonna wipe the entire game afterwards or change some of the stuff, because that's what happened in DC Legends, right? They changed a lot of the things, and I did put some money in here, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Anyways, yeah, I don't know when it's going to be released. I'm hoping soon, because the longer it takes, the more uncomfortable I feel. But you can download the game right now. All you gotta do is go into the Canadian App Store, which is one of them. I mean, there's other ones that you could go into, but the Canadian App Store is one of them. And I already pretty much, I'm close to getting my 7-star. So, it's been a while since they've released the game, and I'm not sure what's happening. Obviously, like I said, I thought they would have had it out by now. They made some changes. There are still a lot of glitches, and I'm thinking they were gathering sort of feedback from, I guess, the players, because they sent a Kabam survey, and that was one of the things that struck me. If you actually seen me make the video for that, that's because, I don't know, generally speaking, Kabam, when I hear Kabam, it generally, it makes me think of Marvel Contest of Champions. It doesn't even make me think of Transformers, but, they made Transformers too. Now, I'm assuming they're still fixing up the thing, because the orbs, if I had to make a video on the orbs, nobody really likes making opening the orbs. The orbs it's actually, in my opinion, worse than the crystal. At least the crystal has an animation, right? But the orbs have no animation. It just pops up out of there, and that's why I almost never buy the orbs. I mean, I'd rather spend it on energy to play the game, which I like. And I think they're trying to kind of get it right, because they want to beat Marvel Future Fight too. I know a lot of people are complaining about Future Fight, but the thing is, at this current moment, right, if they release this game, and if you're playing this game right now, the level of difficulty for obtaining characters would change drastically. That's what happened in almost all game. If you played DC Legends, which I eventually, I stopped making videos. Well, I stopped playing it as a whole. I just make videos on updates and stuff like that for DC Legends. But DC Legends, they sat there for pretty much 2 or 3 years with the same thing, and they just kept on popping out characters. There were no new modes. There were no new difficulty. They didn't do anything. Basically, they just added new characters on top of characters on top of characters, which is something I find very, how should I say it, disturbing, because, usually people that see that, when that happens, generally the game isn't going anywhere, because in Future Fight, they release new stuff every time, so I'm pretty sure they want to make, like, a sort of framework, or I guess get everything down before they make the official release, because they're gonna have to add world bosses. These type of games, you have to have world bosses, and that's what they added in Future Fight. And there's all these modes, which is really cool. I mean, there might be some sort of mode for each movie that comes out too, because Marvel is always going to be releasing movies, and if they put out the game, they have to add more stuff. So I'm assuming they're getting the thing ready, preparing everything, but I have no clue when they're going to release it. Like, I would have thought that it would have been out by now, but it hasn't. So, there's a long way to go, and I have no clue when they are going to release it. Right now, you could get characters easily, like at this current moment in time, because it's in beta. But I don't know what's going to happen after beta. You see, the thing is, it's not really what happens right now. It's generally what happens after beta is done, right? Which means... beta meaning, they're still testing it. And if you played, like I was saying, if you played DC Legends, if you played almost any other game, even, like, I think I quit Marvel Avengers Academy, which is one of the things that You know, obviously, I don't like playing that game anymore. But anyways, so I don't know when it's going to be released. But right now, I think you could pick it up right in the App Store. And you just need to make a Canadian account. And all you got to do, like, to be honest, you don't really need an address in Canada, too. You could Google it. So you could Google everything, put in the phone number if you're doing the app in the App Store. I think it's even easier for Google Play. I don't have Android, but I think it's easier for Android. But know that there's glitches in this game. I mean, I ran into multiple glitches. I think they're still fixing it. That's why the game hasn't been released yet. But I'm assuming it might be, you know, I don't think it's going to take a year until the game is released, right? But, you know, obviously, I think it's going to be released around, in my opinion, it might be released around Infinity Wars. But if they don't release it, you know, around Infinity Wars, then I don't know when they're going to release it. They will release it sooner or later when it's ready. But, you know, right now it's just not ready. So, you know, they're not releasing it. So, anyways, just to answer everybody's question, I have no clue when it's going to release. And, you know, they don't really contact me. I don't, like, I thought Kabam was making the game. And I don't think Kabam likes me a lot. So, anyways. Right now, I like the game a lot. I'm really enjoying it. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but if you haven't picked it up yet, you could always pick it up in the Canadian App Store, or I think in New Zealand, Australia, some of those App Store. But I know for sure that sooner or later, they're going to have to release the game. There's no way that they're going to, you know, keep the game on forever, right? Unless, I don't know, unless they're really not planning to release it, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Anyways, one of the glitches that I found so far is this battle thing, this new battle thing they added. You almost always, it doesn't kind of refresh correctly, which is not good, right? It always, like, once I battle, right, after I battle, it's gonna ask me to put in some power cores. But right now, if you're playing the game, I wouldn't recommend that you put in power cores for the orbs. The orbs are definitely not you know, not good unless you, I don't know, unless you're getting free orbs from the developers. Then you could open as much as you want, right? And then become super powerful because right now the orbs, I don't know. I never bought any orbs. I think most of the players will tell you not to buy orbs unless they get it for free, which is like, you know, it's much better if you could get it for free. But the orbs, I had bad luck with it. I opened maybe like 2 or 3, and 2 or 3 already cost you $10. So, anyways, I'm just gonna go through a bit of battles for myself off, you know, off of this thing. But that's it. I mean, I got no clue when it's released. Well, it's gonna be released, but I know that it's going to be released. But I know that after it's released, it's gonna be much harder to get the character. So, get into the game now. Again, like I was saying, you could get it in the Canadian App Store. Just go in there, make an account, and then you're good. But if you want to wait until the official release, know that it's just like DC Legends. If you haven't played DC Legends, if you haven't checked out my videos in beta for DC Legends versus the, you know, my videos after beta, it's like totally 2 different levels. And people are asking me, dude, you cheated, man. You got like all these legendary. It's like impossible to get. And you know, the game I played it for a year, 1 entire year. I think 1.5 years before you know, before the game was released, right, officially. So I got a lot of the legendary from beta, but for me to get it after release, it was nearly impossible. That's why I didn't play DC Legend as much. And like I was saying, hopefully they learn from DC Legends. I know some people, if you're a big fan of the series, the DC series, right, you're gonna say opposite of what I'm gonna say. But you know, the thing is with DC Legends is that they continue to release characters. And if I had to be honest, you could only do so much with a character, right? I mean, that's like, they continue to release, like, skateboards, and you buy 1, and then you buy 2, and then now they continue to release, like, certain versions of the skateboard, and you're like, well, I only have 1. That's all I need, right? So, you know, they hopefully they add more modes, and they focus on modes instead of what Injustice has been doing. Well, actually, Injustice has been doing much better than DC Legends. They're not from the same developers. And sometimes when when you're playing this game right now, You have to, it's just like Contest of Champions. You have to die, or if you don't have enough strength, then you're pretty much gonna have to die, and then it refreshes the level. Anyways, that's it for now. If hopefully that has answered questions for you guys on what you could be expecting in the future for this game. Like I was saying, there is no better time to get into the game than now, because from what I see, from my years of playing mobile game, I think most people that played mobile games for years will know that this is the best time to get in after it's released. I don't know what's going to happen, and you know, most of the videos that I've made already, I don't think I would be able to make it right afterwards. But anyways, that's it for now. I'm gonna finish up on this fight. We'll be back next time in Marvel Strike Force, and like I was saying, hopefully that has answered all and everyone's question on when the game is going to be released, and if they should actually wait for it. You know, the reason why I'm telling you all this is because I don't think you should wait for the release date. I think you should just get it now, because it's a much better bet if you get it now. I mean, by the time when it comes out on release, you're not going to be able to get the same amount of rates, you know, and stuff compared to what's happening in beta.